What's happening, Baking Belugas, and welcome back to episode 3 of the Secret Streamer Bakery podcast. Do you guys want to hear some beluga facts?
I love beluga
Sure.
facts.
Well, I think I did too, because I wrote down beluga facts in my notes. Do you guys know any?
No. I don't know any off the top of my
Alright,
head.
who wants to do the first topic then?
They're mammals.
Wait.
Are they whales?
Are you aware that belugas are slow swimmers?
Like how slow?
Well, it says here on the facts, they're pretty slow.
Really?
Yeah.
How slow is that?
It also says that a beluga whale's snot is an important research tool. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
I personally did not know that. How?
It also says that beluga whales are one of the most vocal types of whales.
Like, do they have vocal cords?
Well, they're the most vocal.
So they might.
And
Can
one
you-
more fact.
Oh?
It says that beluga whales eat. So we know that.
That's kind of crazy. That's actually insane.
I can't believe it.
So it did like the FBI tell you these things? Like,
Yeah. So, Jackson,
yeah?
you know physics, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
So I was thinking about this. So you know gravity, right? It's the thing that keeps us on the planet. We
Yeah.
all know how it works. Like,
Do
the
we?
bigger the option is, or the bigger the object is, the more it pulls other stuff. You know?
What do you mean by bigger?
Big. Like, the size.
They're-
So, like, volume?
But I was thinking about it,
Or-
and it was like, gravity is really weird. Because, like, is there even an explanation for why gravity works the way it does?
No, that's actually one of the things that modern physicists are trying to understand. That's like issue number one. Gravity is the most misunderstood and hard to understand force out of all the fundamental forces.
Oh, yeah, I thought I just didn't know. And there was an explanation, but
No, because so
I
technically
guess science isn't all that great after all.
that's so. Do you know the explanation? Like, do you know? I'm just curious. It sounds like
Well, you're the physicist.
I'm a fledgling physicist. I've taken like mechanics.
Okay. Well, my theory for gravity is that so it's because things that are very big attract more. It was encoded into the universe that the bigger things are,
The harder they fall. That's pretty close. That's
Yeah.
like. Did you know gravity is not completely considered a force? It's really just the stretching and compressing of space. So it's not like you're being pulled, it's the very space around you is being shrunken.
Well, I couldn't be shrunk because I'm pretty tall, just tall.
No, if there was no gravity, you would be even taller.
So I'm
no.
being limited.
Yeah, not by a large amount, but
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, by like an amount.
Stretching space time.
Yeah.
I feel like space time is just like a buzzword at this point. What does that even mean?
Well, that's part of what we're trying to figure out.
So you're saying it does this to this thing, but you don't know what that thing is.
We've observed it like physically stretching the world and changing the way light moves based on how it stretches it. But we don't completely understand it, and that's like one thing that modern physics is trying to understand. People researching dark matter and like gravity waves. Because
Alright.
gravity gives off waves. Like sound waves and like electromagnetic waves.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's my second theory for how gravity works.
Oh.
So you know friction, right?
I've heard of it
Yes.
once or twice.
Well, the bigger an object is, the more surface it has to be frictionable. You see where I'm going with that? We're being frictioned to the planet's surface. And when we jump up into the air, the reason we don't go flying is because it's frictioning all that air, which is frictioning us back down.
You're
I watched an episode of Magic School Bus on this, so I know what I'm talking about.
You're Honestly, like no bit, kind of close to what friction is.
Yeah.
So the more like gravitational force something has, the bigger the frictional force. That's how you calculate it. Do you know the
Yeah.
equation for?
Oh, I know the equation. I do.
Yeah, well, it uses the gravitational force. So when there's a stronger force or something is more massive, not just surface area, it the frictional force will be bigger. So you're onto something in a way.
Here's the thing. I know that the force of gravity is 9.82 meters per second.
About,
squared.
yeah.
And that's actually, coincidentally, or maybe not coincidentally, the exact same amount of force all friction produces on you.
That's not true.
No.
Okay, physicist, prove it.
Do you want me to look up the proof for gravity? Because I don't think any of us want
You
to.
wouldn't find anything.
No, there is a mathematical proof for.
Yeah, but you're saying you don't want to. Not because you actually don't want to, but because it doesn't exist.
It's because it's very complicated, and I won't understand it.
CJ, that's physicist term for, I don't know. Very complicated.
That is how
You're going to show me a bunch of numbers like 3
30
equals MC
proofs I've
and be
seen
like,
for
this is why I can't
minor
show it
stuff
to
in
you.
math or extremely complicated. It's just science. It's above.
This is why science is a failing aspect of the human species.
Oh, really?
It just doesn't actually work.
Mhm.
Scientists just like gaslight their way into the real world.
Some people do that.
Yeah.
They're unethical and bad. I would never do that
Yeah, we would never.
in a professional setting.
Right. I was worried for a second there.
Yeah, no, my friends are free, fair game.
Right.
So is that all on science and gravity?
Well, here's another thing. If gravity is real in the first place, which we also haven't proven, when I speak, how does my voice travel to you and not just straight down? If it was being affected by gravity, it'd go down.
Because it's
And another thing, so light. Like, apparently it's reflecting off of all these different places, right? Why doesn't it just reflect downwards because of gravity?
it's because the light's mass is so small, it's essentially massless. The mass,
But it's still frictionable.
no, it's actually not. Photons are too small to like friction doesn't affect.
So it's an exception of the rule.
Yes,
Of course.
Of
Of course, everything obeys this rule until something doesn't, and that's just an exception.
Well, it's because it's so small it doesn't touch things.
Prove it.
I unfortunately don't have the equipment to prove it right now.
I don't have
But
the equipment.
you can look up. Is it the? It's not. It's the photoelectric effect, maybe, or is it the gold foil experiment?
All right, fine. Viewers at home, why don't you all look that up? And if this scientist, and I'm doing quotation marks with this,
And
my
he
fingers,
should do
the
quotation
scientist
marks because I don't have a degree.
is right, you'll like the video. And if I'm right, you'll comment 200 times, boosting the video into other people's recommendations.
That's so true. And if neither happens, you should subscribe.
Well, that's my 2 cents
For
on the world.
these topics, I don't want to say anything that's raw. I'm just being like,
Well,
yeah.
I don't have to worry about that because I'm just so confident in the right answer.
Honestly, you should take a page from his book, Jacob.
I honestly should be more confident.
I believe the key to confidence is, and this isn't a bit, not that I've been bidding this whole time, everything I've said is the truth,
I believe that.
but more the truth, if you want to be confident, try to keep a straight back and puff out your chest. Like, no bit. Like, that just makes you feel more confident, you know? And then you just start saying things, like, whatever you want, and then people start giving you weird looks, like, why the hell would you say that my daughter is too short? And then I'd be like, well, look how confident I am, you know? And then it goes along with that, and then you're more confident.
Kind of makes me think of the place I was at last night and the accidental scene I caused by knocking down the chair by standing up so incredibly fast.
Yeah, he got up so fast he knocked down a chair, which made a loud noise, and everybody in the restaurant turned and laughed.
You know, that's good, though. He was confident.
You
in
were pretty
the
confident, all
ability-
things considered.
Then I sat down and went, "Oh," and said,
So I maybe wouldn't do that.
That might be minus competency points, but you're on the right track. The next step to confidence is brushing your teeth every day.
I agree.
Once I started doing that, it was a whole new world.
I don't think I've ever seen you not confident. So, good job on hygiene.
Well, I started brushing my teeth at an early age.
That's a good thing to do. Everybody, young viewers, first, don't watch this. Second off, brush your teeth every day.
Young, impressionable viewers at home, be more confident, but also don't call random people you see on the streets short. They don't like that. Their confidence is better spent questioning the questionable methods of science.
Okay, promoting anti-vaxxing incorrectly. You gotta love it. Okay, so only question. Oh, you're an anti-grabber?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Is that are we? Is that the thing that exists, or are we the first? Are we the first anti-grabbers?
There were definitely
They're the
people
only
that believe-
anti-grabber.
No, there are definitely people that believe. So for as this is episode 3, the most recently the Zelda Tears of the Last Kingdom trailer was shown. Liam, what's your opinion on that? As I know you are a Zelda head.
It was awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so glad that more AAA games are having life breathed into them. You know, because like AAA games
Yeah.
have been lacking. Like it feels like I'm just playing the same game over and over again. Like the newest Assassin's Creed or that last Dark Souls one. I think it was like Elder Ring. It feels like I'm playing the exact same game. But Zelda, what they did was amazing because they made it look different. You know, with like the art style, and that's what I'm looking for in new AAA games. They've achieved photorealism within a game. Like it feels like I'm playing real people. Like it's an actor.
Yeah.
So
Like the
we
new
get it.
Last of Us game.
Yeah,
Last of Us, what is it? TV?
Yeah, I don't like we
No,
get,
Last of Us TV.
we get that you can make it look realistic. We get it. All right. I think we need to start going backwards again because there was a certain charm.
Like Undertale.
Exactly. Undertale. That was a good game
Yeah.
because you could tell it wasn't real, but it still felt real.
It's like Deltarune. I've never played that game, but I hear that it's like that.
Anyways, that they did a good job making that game look good. And another thing, you can build a car in that game, which I'm happy because I think the Industrial Revolution is the best thing that happened to the planet.
Really?
So when video games don't include that,
Yeah.
like I hate medieval games, you know? Like why would you even want to be there?
Yeah, so your carbon emissions are like non-existent. What the hell?
Yeah. Like if you're a medieval person, why are you just satisfied with just advance faster so you can stop being as miserable?
Yeah.
Like imagine if you were in medieval times, Jacob. Would you want to be there? Would you want to be in that era? It's the worst era. Exactly.
Pretty boring, honestly. Like medieval
what do
times.
you
Why
do?
would I pay to
Eat
go
hay?
there?
Watch hay? Feed hay to horses?
I've never been there.
That's it. Be subjugated by kings?
I hate feudalism.
Exactly. And the Industrial Revolution ended all monarchies. That's a fact. You can try to use your science, again, I'm using science in quotation marks,
This
to
is
disprove
science. This
that.
is just history.
Another fact of science. That doesn't even work.
The Industrial Revolution did not end all.
Name which industrial revolution?
The Industrial Revolution?
The American one? The British one?
I think the American one is everyone's one, you know.
It's not though, because not everybody's been
No.
industrialized
No.
even now.
Okay, were you there?
I was actually. Yeah. I am not allowed to show anything. Government, secrets and all that. Can't tell you who assassinated Lincoln.
Well, going back to Zelda, yeah, I'm glad that
Oh yeah.
it looks less real and there are cars.
Yeah, they
Alright?
put like a kind of like where you said like a breath of like freshness. I was thinking more of like a breath of wild, like the wild. Like there's so much wilderness there.
I was going the opposite direction. I hope the third game they add like industrial cities to it and there are laws and like if you do anything wrong, like police will just shoot you immediately.
So like the original concept for one real life and two the original concept for Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. They really need to go back to their roots. But I'm liking the track that they're on.
Yeah.
I think I think too many games are like leaning into open world. I think more games need to start restricting freedoms and what the player can do as a whole.
More authoritarian.
People are getting like giving people the ability to do anything, it doesn't keep them in check.
Yeah, I hate games that are fighting for like the freedom to choose.
Yeah. What's your take, Jacob?
Yeah, what's your take? You've been a little quiet. You've had this weird look on your.
I'm sorry if I'm being too confident and just
Yeah.
dominating the conversation, but it's because my back is straight. Despite sitting in a chair with no back, my back is in fact straight. That's what it's feeling my time.
I don't know why. I feel like we haven't heard from you in a little bit.
Yeah.
I do like the direction they're taking with the new Breath of the Wild. I think all the meshing things is really funny. Like making the mushroom car, or like a fucking a bogland boat.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if I agree with the shift towards authoritarian video games,
right.
but
it's okay to be a bit antsy about the direction.
Yeah.
But once you see the third game's trailer, you'll agree with me.
And like it's already a monarch. Like Princess Zelda the King of Hyrule, that's pretty authoritarian.
But they were setting up for it because in the trailer you see Zelda die.
Yeah.
Because that's what the Industrial Revolution does. Kills feudals.
And Ganondorf, he's the Matthew Mercer.
he's the great steampunker.
Exactly.
He's just industrializing Hyrule.
Yeah, that's why all the floating islands. That's why cars now. Master Cycles existed, but it's. I think Ganon's doing great. We got a little sidetracked. Liam, do you have any other interesting things to talk about?
Why would you ask me? I mean, I've suggested so many topics already. Surely you have many things planned to talk about.
Well, somebody may have not written too many things. Like, I don't know why this episode 3. I can think of a few things,
All right,
but
well, as someone who's very prepared for everything in life, let me look through my vast array of notes. Oh, I don't know if I want to touch this one. Actually.
that
even,
means
even someone as confident as me, I don't even want to get into that.
really.
Well, there's this game, right? It's a sequel to another game. It's called Destiny 2.
Oh,
Boy, if you've ever had like a toxic relationship with someone, and you knew it was toxic from the very beginning, and you kept going, and after years you broke up, but then you got back together, and then you broke up again. That's what Destiny 2 is like for me. I'm gonna get into it. I hate that game. Oh my god. I put so many hours into it for what? Every second I looked at that screen and saw on my monitor that I was playing Destiny 2, I hated the game and I hated myself for even indulging in that game. But man, I have so many good memories of playing that game. I miss it.
no.
But no, I hate the game. It just gets worse.
Bunny bad.
Like they keep releasing the news update where it says we're gonna make things better, like we're gonna make this change, and everyone's like yes, and then they do it, and then they technically did what they said they were gonna do, but they did it in like the most heinous, devious, nefarious way possible that just obliterates everything. Like there was that one part where like so the game you use the guns and the guns are fun, right?
Yeah.
'Cause it's like first person, so like every gun has its personality, and there were these two guns that were like way too strong. I guess technically they were kind of obliterating.
Which one?
So it was called the Mountaintop,
Mhm.
and it was called the Recluse. I loved them because they were really strong.
Yeah, broken.
And they nerfed them, but I kept using them, and they nerfed them again. All right, and I kept using them, and then when they saw that people kept enjoying their time, they saw that people were not buying things from Microsoft, from the microtransaction store, instead of having fun with the video game that they paid money to play. They were like, all right, here's what we'll do. We're just going to get rid of every single weapon in the game behind this certain point, sort of. It was called sunsetting, and they made it so
Okay, yeah.
all of these weapons you can't use in new content. It's like, what the heck? And it keeps getting worse, and they keep doing these new seasons, and every season gets worse. Urgh. It's like every season starts to be a sick parody of itself, slowly taking away the core of the game bit by bit. Not any one change that completely ruins everything, but every change slowly adding to a small disease that slowly trickles through every facet of the game, making it worse and worse and worse, and slowly degrading your own soul and willpower to even keep going.
So you like the game?
I have a lot of good memories of it.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's my least favorite game of all time.
I'm also not the biggest fan of Destiny. I played one. I think I started in what was the Wolf expansion? It wasn't in Destiny 1, and then I played like until the first expansion in 2, and then I said,
House of Wolves.
yeah, it was House of Wolves. I started around then, and I was there for Taken King, and that's like the peak of the game, and then it just got not good.
The problem is there's no other game that's really like it. You know, it has a really good lure. Like, the gameplay is really fun. The raids are amazing. I love the raids. So they don't have any real competition in that whole space. So like, you keep coming back to it. And every now and then, like, you get sick of it. Like, it's the same thing. And it feels like they just keep making the wrong decisions. You know.
Yeah,
Like there'll be a public outcry for this thing to change. And they take so long sometimes. Like there was this one weapon that was like breaking the entire sandbox, and it took them like 4 months to fix it. But then the second there's like this one thing that a person can exploit to get a couple extra loot thingies, they fix it in like an hour.
that's wow.
But yeah, I have a lot of positive memories to that game. I miss it. I miss the raids.
You know a good game?
What
Ark
game?
Survival Evolved.
Moving on.
It is.
Hey, Ark's a pretty good game.
And I don't have toxic memories. The developers aren't bad. Ark's just good, in my personal opinion.
Problem is, it's
The time
precisely
sync.
1 octotrillion gigabytes, and also the time sync. I've seen you play that game and then continue to play it for a very long time without stopping.
Every time I play on a multiplayer server, I have at least 100 hours.
That's like the entirety of Persona 5 Royale.
It is,
You
yeah.
could just play all of Persona 5 Royale again.
But
That's a good game.
the problem is I do it in like unhealthy spurts. I think like one thing I did like about Destiny, the Bungie tracker for Destiny 1, you could check how long you were online for certain days, and they'd have like little lights. And I remember there were like a few times where I just had red lights because I was on all 24 hours of the day.
Heinous.
Yeah. No, but I pulled multiple all-nighters at Ark, and I would do it again.
The only all-nighter I've ever pulled was for Destiny. It's for a day 1 raid.
Really?
Yeah, I did it.
I forget you have like healthier sleeping habits than like me and
My
Simon.
instinct was to say not really, but thinking about it, I've consistently gotten like 9 to 10 hours of sleep every single day in college.
Well, even then, like you don't regularly pull all-nighters for games.
I've pulled an all-nighter once.
Yeah, like I pulled when Xenoblade 3 came out. I pulled an all-nighter and then 2 consecutive all-nighters after I slept the next day.
How do you go that long without sleep?
Well, I have sleeping problems natively, so then
Yeah.
when I have caffeine and just also don't want to sleep, it's just easy to not sleep.
Or counterpoint.
My sleeping schedule's sporadic.
So science is what says that you need that consistent amount of sleep. But
No.
clearly,
You know the
No.
Bible.
you went that long
No.
without
No, it's the
sleeping.
Bible.
So I say, what's the deal with that, huh?
Well, I was definitely having
I guess that's
decreased
just
mental
another
capacity.
exception. And viewers at home, I do say exception while doing quotation marks.
Wait, where do you need 8 to 6 hours of sleep? That's like
It's science. Science told me.
who's science?
Like the thing as a whole.
I average 5 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah, that's fine.
Another exception of science.
No, I'm not an
Exactly, it's not an exception. We know better.
because
We do know better.
I think I've been sleep deprived like most of this college semester because around 3 o'clock in the afternoon I get tired, but that might be from where I work instead. But I'm not going to go where I work.
Don't doubt
Yeah,
yourself.
don't dox yourself.
I'm not gonna dock myself.
I don't want to have to add a Vine Boom sound effect again.
But yeah, mine comparatively to your sleeping schedule, mine is bad. It's not as bad as another person we know, but like I don't consistently pull all nighters, but I do have some trouble getting to sleep, so I stay up way longer than I should.
What game is there out there that would pull? Dude, maybe Tears of the Kingdom. Is a good one.
Really?
Or if they release Xenoblade 4.
The problem with Tears of the Kingdom, it's like an open world game.
That's true.
So like
Or Silksong.
maybe
Silksong's good.
I think if we pull an old nighter for Silksong, might be it. Fine.
If they release another DLC for Celeste, what I get from that is carpal tunnel.
that's so true. I'm so bad at Celeste.
I beat Farewell in like 3 days, but my thumb was in pain. There were so many times where I would die and I would just hold my Switch over my head, debating throwing it down with all of my might, and then I decided not to, and then kept playing to immediately die again. That's a brutal game. That's probably one of the hardest games I've ever played, or maybe even the hardest.
Yeah, it's probably the hardest game I've ever
Surprise.
played. That's like fair.
You know, I used to be bad at games as like a little kid. Probably because I was a little kid, you know. But I never finished games. And growing up, I was like, man, I can't believe I used to be bad at video games. And I would always like try to do more in games just to prove that I had grown in my gaming prowess. And I think beating Celeste Farewell was where I was like, all right, I'm a half decent gamer now. I can admit it.
I would beat that, but it's one I have to get there. I have to do the B sides, the C sides, unlock all the hearts, finish core.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. Well, other than core, here's the thing. If you're good enough, all right. If you are massive enough in that game, the part in Farewell where it blocks you off with like a big wall of hearts, you can do a near frame perfect like wave dash jump to skip through it. And I was about to get the final heart to open it, but I was like, wait, no. Instead, I got all the way to the level, to the heart, and then I heard that you could finish it, so I didn't even get the heart. I went all the way back. You're like, I'm skipping this door. And it took me like 5 minutes straight, but I did it because I'm massive, and you know what? My back was straight the entire time I did it, and that's why it took me so short of a time. It does wonders, all right? Confidence can just be applied to anything in the known universe, all right?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just do anything. You can just walk into a building, all right, with like a bunch of office guys, and you just walk in there and like act like you're an office guy, because if you're confident, because they'll be like the security will be
We
like,
do not condone this behavior, by the way.
maybe we should
Yeah,
arrest the
so-
person. Oh wait, look at that man's swagger as he walks into this office
The
building.
random office.
He's
building.
clearly a confident,
full
off-
swagger.
a confident
Try
office
get in
man, and we will leave him alone.
Security.
And that's how you get access to anywhere on the
That
planet.
is not how you
Just-
get access.
Just
to
be confident, straight back, and that's it.
This is all hypothetical, by the way. But like, if you did it, sometimes it doesn't work. But 99.9% of the time, according to not me, not Jacob, but Liam, it works.
Yeah.
This is not legal advice, and we do not condone any behavior talked about during this podcast, even good behavior.
Laws are an idea constructed by society
You
meant
were
to serve the
wrong.
people. They're not
Are
set
you
in
an anarchist?
No.
No.
What he's saying is still factually correct. Laws are a construct made by society to serve the people.
You want to know my opinion on society and how they should function?
I'm kind of worried because
We'll save it for next episode.
your cadence felt like the Joker there. You want to know my opinions on society?
I don't joke. Anyways, dude, coding. I'm a bit of a coder.
Oh.
Jackson is a bit of a physicist, and I do that in quotation marks because that's a fake job. But I'm a coder, which is a real job. All right, that's how pillars.
Do you
of
make
society
Minecraft
are built.
mods?
What's that?
Do you make Minecraft mods?
No. Anyways.
Yeah, no, fake.
Anyways.
Oh,
Coding is kind of hard. I'm learning.
Hard.
You can put I will allow you to put quotations under coder because
and he's
I'm
coding.
right? But it's hard. But I'm flying past. I'm just talking to a professional in the coding field, right? And like so, here, let me tell you, viewers at home, in case you don't work, how coding a program works, right? So you have a thing you need to make a program for. So you take the thing, right, and you divide it into pieces. Like, all right, I'll make a class for this.
That sounds
I need a
like
function for
math,
this.
which is fake.
Yeah. And then I'll do all that. So you put all that stuff here. I'm like, this is what I need to do. Then, before you even make the stuff, you make a testing class. All right? You make a class of code that its whole job is to just test the program before you even make it. And obviously, the first time you run it, it'll fail. But so you break it into pieces and you give yourself this testing class to see, all right, I need to make the code that makes this come out to true. And then from there, you build the program and you run it. All right. And then from there, you debug it because 0 people on this entire planet have ever made a program that works first try. It is a law of nature. It would be science if that was real. All right. So you go back and debug it. You analyze what went wrong. You go to all these different things, and that's how you code a program until it finally works. But I was talking to a professional in the field, and I realized professional coders are lazy as hell. All right, they get paid 6 figures to do barely anything. So all that stuff, that's how you build a program. That's what you do. They divide all that stuff. They have a whole team of people who look at one thing and they split it all into parts. All right, and then they have a whole team of people that just makes the program, and they have a whole other team of people that tests it. They have a whole other people called analysts. They have a team of people that just analyze. Isn't that crazy? I was telling this professional because obviously I knew better as a rookie coder. He just didn't have the perspective that I had as a confident individual. Just have one person do it. And he was trying to explain to me, well, it's really very large program that does a lot of things. And I was like, well, just get 2 guys, right? Obviously. And he was like, well, what if it's bigger than that? And that was such an absurd question because obviously you will never need more than 2 guys. Like that's already an absurd amount. Like if you were writing an essay or like writing a book, it's a big book, but you do it yourself. Not 0 books on this entire planet have ever been made by more than 2 people. You can't point at one. You can't point at one. Well, Jackson's pointing at one, but I'm looking at those books, and they just have one guy's name.
No, they don't.
On each of the book.
Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson.
That's okay. Well, those are 2 separate books.
No, they aren't.
No.
Anyways, I can't believe how lazy coders are in the modern working environment. Like if I were there, I would just code it. I'd just do all the things. And your argument may be, well, you're not a professional. And my argument to that is they just don't have the perspective that I do. Like I bring something new to the table that they just don't have.
What's that?
My perspective.
What's your perspective?
Yeah.
Well, it's different from their perspective, which is what's hindering
So
them.
that's all? That's all you bring, your perspective?
Okay, that's all. My perspective is a very large package. All right, it's got a lot in it.
Yeah.
What is, like,
What
can
is
you
it?
name some
Well,
things
it's
about it?
unique from what they're thinking of.
Oh, really?
They're thinking inefficiently, and I'm thinking efficiently.
So, and how are you thinking efficiently?
Well, I bring something new to the table, and I know that thing on the table is efficient.
Like, what if there's not a table?
Yeah. What are those?
Well, I wouldn't work there. I would not work in a place that doesn't have tables.
Well,
Where
what
would
if
you
they're
put
all
your
remote?
things? What?
What if they're all remote?
Well, then I would be at my house, which has a table.
Why? What if the other people don't have a table? Why are you putting something on the table?
Exactly. They don't have the table, but I have the table.
Yeah, but why
When
are
I
you?
put things on the table.
But it's useless. Why are you putting things on the table that they can't use?
Well, the very fact that I even have a table to put things on in the first place, while they don't have access to the table.
No, they
means that they're
choose not to because they're being more efficient.
Not choose that.
No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
No one would choose not to have a table to put things on. Where would you put your things?
on the
The
ground.
bed? You sleep
Yeah,
there.
not always. Sometimes you don't.
Where else do you sleep?
The ground, the couch,
If you have a bed, why would you not sleep in the bed?
because I don't want to.
Then You should get rid of the bed and replace it with a
But
table.
why are you sleeping? We already established you don't need to. Why? So why do you have a bed? It's useless.
Because I'm being pressured to by science.
But you're so confident. You shouldn't be pressured by science.
Yeah, we're pressured by everything.
Huh?
Truth is, even a confident individual like myself
Proof.
has a soft heart. Right? And I can only take so much.
I'm gonna see your heart. Proof.
Yeah, can you show us?
I thought so.
Man, no proof there.
You can't trust anybody these days.
Man, people on the internet always.
Even your best friends would betray you. This is a great episode 3, by the way.
Yeah, I love this episode 3.
Alright, I'll keep leading the conversation.
Okay.
Despite the slander they've thrown at me, I'm still carrying this episode 3.
Yeah.
So here's the next thing I want to talk about. Positivity's kind of hard. Wait, I didn't think about the order I was talking about those things. I'm just going down the list.
No, I like to. I see your thought process. You've been shit talking all these people in your head. You've been so terribly like, man, I'm such an asshole.
That is why I hate that game, why I hate coding, and it's like, this is too much. I've been trying to be more positive, and this is me holding back. You know, I'm trying to be better.
Tables turn. Like,
At least we have a table.
yeah.
Some people don't. Some people are maniacs that choose not to have a table.
Some people just can't afford it.
Well, I'm talking about the people
Don't
that
need to be
could.
tablelist.
Anyways, I've been trying to be more positive, but you know, my base instinct is to just not even be mean, but just say things that aren't mean but also not nice. Just say things, and I'm just like, I probably shouldn't, or just like be more positive. I think I can be positive when it matters, but I want to put that more into just
Make it
my
a habit.
entire life. Yeah, positivity is a good habit, but it's a hard habit.
Yeah.
But I think it's very important.
An important habit.
Yeah, there's somebody I know.
Clearly, I'm not doing well based on what I.
Yeah, no, got it. You've done better than the past.
You're working your way up the ladder of positivity. Today was a bad mark.
It's like if you spawn at the very bottom of the world and start at bedrock, and you
Yeah.
can only go up.
Anyways, my next topic that I wrote down is I hate country music.
I think we should talk about the positivity one more. Like, name some things you've done in your life that's positive.
I built a gutter system for a pet shelter.
That is true.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
gain anything out of that? Let's start
Happiness?
at simpler things. So you just.
You don't need to explain positive. I understand.
Well, I think it's like better thing to like talk about, especially than going back into the negativity. You know, this reminds me of the show I watched called Critical Role. There's just one little fellow. He's so positive no matter what. And I just think we can all think about that. Like, it's just the small things, saying not being mean to people, complimenting people, just saying smiley day to you when you're when you just see somebody.
That sounds nice. I should be more like that little guy.
You should.
Except I couldn't physically because I'm very tall. And most people are shorter than me. However, emotionally, I think I should be more.
What does being tall have to do with being?
It's just the state of being.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that wrong.
So maybe this is like this is a new thing I had, like a therapy
You need to change
session.
your perspective.
Your perspective is you're looking down on everybody.
Your perspective, despite how confident it is, it's distorted.
For our viewers at home, I've gone closer to the ground in order to gain a new. This is.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And this way, like, you're not looking down on everybody. You're equal with everyone. How does
You know what? I think I'm starting to get it.
that's good.
Like I am tall, but what if I wasn't?
Yeah.
Like maybe height isn't a state of being, but just another
A social
number
construct.
invented by science to make us separate ourselves and make people feel worse.
The scalar value.
Viewers at home, the following is about to be in quotations. Shit, what did he say? Scalar. Wait, I forgot. I was about to make fun of what you said and then I forgot.
What'd I say?
I don't know. Viewers, tell us for the next episode.
Comment down below what I said, so Liam can remember. But right there, you were doing so well.
And then
Okay, I'm gonna be positive.
I was about to compliment you. I was about to say, Liam, I know you said your hair is so long, it looks nice. Thank you.
No, I'm gonna be positive for the rest of this episode. It's going to be left in this episode.
Well, it depends on how much time.
No, we set a time, an exact time every episode. That's why every episode is the exact same time.
Yeah. We have 20 to 30 minutes every episode.
Excellent. 20 to 30 minutes of straight positivity is what is about to come from my mouth.
all right,
I believe
let's hear
you can do it. No. It's okay, Liam. You've done a lot of talking, and I know.
Maybe I would feel appreciated if you guys did a topic this time.
Well, I think that we don't always need to just
You
go
guys
with
don't-
topics. You can
I understand
feel
that coming up with topics is hard.
Well, I feel like we haven't touched too much on the positivity thing. It's a great thing to do. Jacob, what are some examples of you being positive in your life?
I know I've been positive, but I can't think of a specific moment.
And so I give you a resolution. Every day, find one thing in your life to be positive about, whether it's to yourself, to another person. When you find yourself shit-talking somebody or some concept, go, you know what? That may be true, but insert blank thing here. Some people may have a complete and blatant disregard for science and listening to people, but that doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cool.
No, I have been listening to your ideas.
We-
I've just been
What?
disagreeing with them.
What?
But I understand that perhaps that is a flawed.
Or maybe
Idea.
think that you're not the center of the universe and not everything's about
What
you.
ideas were you talking about again?
No.
Well, that's in the past.
That's right. The past is in the past. As Elsa said, let it go.
Past is gone forever. Think now is the future.
Exactly.
All right. Maybe science does have useful aspects.
Yay!
That's an example. That's perfect.
For example, let me think of some science out. I think
I have a question. What is the category of field comp sci is under?
the category of fields.
Yeah.
What
What would you classify coding
fields
as in a
covered?
subject?
Well, it's computer science.
So you're a STEM major. So I think we've made some revelations today that somebody doing coding is a STEM major. That's amazing. So this vaunted coding, that's a positive of science.
Yes. As I was saying, there are some good aspects of science, like coding. It's like a distant cousin of science, which is a positive thing.
I think that's just
Okay.
a dubious statement. I don't think that has a positive or negative.
Well, I
connotation.
think that is a nefarious counterargument that I respect.
There you go. That's
You're making your way.
you know, we can work on this off camera. I think it's a great thing. Jacob,
Yeah.
what is episode? Why are you both? Sorry, they both stood up.
It was our confidence.
Yeah.
It just demanded that we stand up.
Jacob, let's say hypothetically, you had to fight. No, wait. I remember the age-old debate, the age-old idiom. Would you rather have a dog with human hands or a cat with a human face? I personally would prefer the cat with
I
a
would
human
prefer
face.
Problem is, my dog always like scratches me a bunch.
Well, it doesn't have to be your
Imagining-
dog.
Well, imagining any dog with human hands just,
Like the way,
On me.
like
but a cat with a human face is terrifying. Like it'd be a little guy. What?
see,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for the cat, you can just like put a ski mask over it and like forget about it. But then like for the human hand dog, you have to
Yeah,
worry
but-
about it grabbing you.
So for the cat with
Like a dog
A
with
human
hands,
face,
they can
like-
take off the mittens.
is it still just a cat, but its face looks exactly like a human's face, or
Yep.
does it have like a working human brain? Because it
No, it's just the face. It's like
It's just the cat.
so imagine like Final Fantasy, like them basically, like a cat person from there, but the rest of them is actually cat.
I'd still prefer the dog, and I'd just put mittens on their hands.
The dog can take off the mittens.
Well, not if both of their hands have
No.
mittens.
The dog can take off the
You
mittens.
need one unmittened hand
No.
to take off another mittened
No, you
hand.
don't.
How would a dog?
Have you ever taken off mittens before?
Truth is, I've had mittens on my hands my whole life.
Oh shit!
Oh my
You-
god!
my god!
I've never.
Let me help you there.
Holy!
You have 5 fingers, yeah.
Four. This is a revelation. Maybe science is real.
that's your moment of revelation.
Yeah, it's like unless you bound up the dog and restrained it like rope, the dog would be able to go into anywhere because it has opposable thumbs.
Well, you could just ask it not to.
That's true. That's
I mean, if you do train your dog, that would be cool.
I mean, dogs can already get. I've seen dogs do some pretty crazy stuff. Like, I've seen dogs learn how to open the refrigerator.
Wait, really?
One of my dogs, for whatever reason, she likes my laundry, but only socks. She always steals my socks. You can have a laundry basket, and she would always sneak into my room, grab my socks, and run away with them, and I find them somewhere in the house. Keep hitting the microphone. It's just it's in a place that's hard not to hit, while being very confident with my hands and waving them everywhere. But anyways, so I got. Let me lean into the microphone a bit. So I got a laundry basket that has a lid. All right, it has a lid, so the dog wouldn't be able to get my laundry. But she just figured out how to open the lid.
That's funny.
She would like finagle her snout. She didn't even need hands. She finagled her snout to open the lid.
Imagine
And now
the
my
power-
laundry is never safe.
Imagine all the power they would have if they had human hands.
But no, my point is they already have that power. You just don't see it, but they already have the power. They can do anything. It'd be like if you were playing Destiny 2 and there was this one weapon that, despite being very overpowered, is still fun to use, but it's the best weapon ever, and they gave it a little buff to just shoot twice as fast. It wouldn't actually do much other than make it a little stronger. All right, but that's not what they did they? They nerfed it. They nerfed it into the ground so then you could never use it. And then when people still wanted to,
Hey, you're going down and like
which I can see where they were coming from, if it might have been making the game worse.
Yeah.
This is hard.
I had a topic. Shit.
Anyways, counterpoint. Look, the dog with like human hands can like realistically, possibly. I mean, it would be cool if you taught your dog how to drive a forklift, but
No, they don't have the cognizant ability to do so. I don't trust their judgment.
you can just teach him to just do like a small, like simple movement, and that's it.
Why would that's dangerous and
See,
unethical?
another thing is, who are we to even say what dogs can and can't do? If it is the ruling of the universe to give them hands, then maybe
Well, it's not. We would be the ones giving them hands.
Whose hands are we giving them?
Yeah, where are the hands coming from?
Genetic.
Do we have to take
This
hands from other
science.
people?
No.
I still could not handle a cat with a human face.
I think it'd be
Like
really
looking
fun.
at it. It'd be funny for a day, and then you would have to live in the same house as a creature with a human face on it.
Well, I think our friend Ryan said the most scary counterpoint. One day, what if you walk into your home and you just see your dog wanking off?
Maybe the cat with the human face is better.
That was my opinion.
Yeah, that I wasn't going to mention that part of the argument, but yes, the scary realization.
Jackson, you
is
just took
that
this podcast from PG to PG-13.
It is not PG. We have already cursed.
if you have a dog with human hands and it is a male dog, what is stopping the dog from trying to help you? It can grab
Mittens.
you. It can grab you.
That's why you put the mittens on the
the
dog.
dog can
Take
off
the mittens
mitten.
off.
Dog
I can do that.
The power of mittens.
Well,
I think you were overestimating the power of
Because
mittens.
It gives one big.
If your
finger.
dog can open,
Mittens are so inoptimal because it gives one big finger to put all.
they have a snout. If your dog can open your laundry basket already
they
with
can
their
take off
snout,
their mittens.
yeah. What are
How
mittens?
would
Just
you
socks
use
for
her
him.
snout to remove mittens?
Biting it, using
My dog is
For,
had
for audio listeners, Jackson
just bit my hand.
I mean, bit his hand.
Yeah, like it's Jacob just dabbed for all the audience listeners. I normally do that. He's stealing that. That reminds me of what I was going to talk about. Do you guys have any like consistent bits that were honestly bad, but you just kept them up because they like
There are-
for consistency's sake?
a few bits.
You can't
Keep up, despite them no longer hitting the rest of the
You
group.
gotta try bits to see if they work, but I will admit that after some of my bits have overstayed their welcome, I think.
Like, despite everyone else getting over it, I still laugh whenever I hear the phrase in general.
That was a terrible bit. That
I think Above Us lasted too long.
I didn't
whenever
find that
someone
funny.
said, well, no,
it was above us. That's not something.
that bit. Well, no. We've had that bit actually. I remember now.
No, we haven't. You're misremembering. Case in point, gaslighting. I wasn't get. You are correctly remembering.
First time I've ever heard Jackson say that. First time my passion so fake. It's so fake.
So you can gaslight somebody by saying you're correctly remembering.
I think our gaslighting bit hit off so well because we have this one friend who's just so easy to gaslight.
Yeah, he's quite gaslightable.
Yeah, he's a man.
I mean, guys, we can just say his name. We have mentioned his name multiple times. We've mentioned they are single names.
The next topic.
Well, I think so. You think the gaslighting? Both you think of that?
I mean, I think every now and then it can still be funny.
Yeah.
And gaslighting isn't like a single bit. It's like a
State of mind. Yeah.
Like the current bad bit, but I know you already have like a case in point example, so you might as well reveal it.
Do you guys remember my bit I did for a year? Every day. The Kids Bop haiku of the day.
It's a moment, but looking back and seeing how dedicated you were, I think it was a good bit.
The dedication, that's funny.
It's a long-term bit. It's only funny after it's done.
I made over 360 Kids Bop haikus on my Instagram. There were definitely some repeats, like basically the same, just with different words, and I didn't realize it because I did so many. I wrote a Kids Bop sonnet, which I turned in for an English class.
Well, you got an A, right?
I did, yes.
Good.
We had to write a sonnet, and I said, hey, what if I already have a sonnet written? And they said, what? I'm like, yes, you can use it. But turned in the Kids Bop sonnet, and I got an A.
It's fantastic.
But there were people that like were my friends that unfollowed me on Instagram because of that.
Well, I think you can View of that would be rooting out the fake friends. If they can't support you through that, then
Well, it's like following an unfunny meme page, and they just give you posts every single day.
maybe.
And the backgrounds for those, they were like the most obnoxious thing ever. Like I was talking to some people, and they're like, "Wait, I don't follow you on Instagram." And you're like, "Did you leave because I was making kids bob haikus?" And they go, "Oh, I blocked that out of my memory." And there are some dark days when I'm like, I could do it again. And I shouldn't.
I'd support it.
I know that's positivity. That's good.
Yeah.
Now,
You definitely should, like reinvent a bit like this.
I mean, I think that I shouldn't do it, and I should focus my efforts on other things.
Audio listeners, Jacob just did a backflip.
Again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so cool.
Because of his confidence in the straight back.
Yep. He did a backflip while his back was perfectly straight.
Yeah.
So, like, when he jumped, he was perpendicular to the ground.
And science says finds a curve. The power back straight.
They're bisexual. End of sentence. Like,
I positively see your point.
there you go. Do you have any more topics, Liam?
I have cycled through all of my topics.
Wow. Well,
I do, if we could allow going back to a previous episode's topic. Last episode, I did talk about the building of the pyramids, and I said how easy it was.
yeah.
But I had another idea of how you can make it even easier.
Oh.
Instead of carrying it over there, you just make a catapult. And you would use forces
No.
to shoot the block to where it needed to go without even having to use people.
No.
Maybe
It doesn't work.
Maybe you should positively agree with my idea.
I'm not going to positively agree with the stupid
Well,
idea.
you see, you're not following in my footsteps
Okay,
of
well,
positivity,
well,
right, Jackson?
If they catapulted it,
Jackson gave me a thumbs up.
I did not. I am positive that
being launched obviously breaks whenever it impacts the ground.
Audio listeners, both of them are nodding profusely at this idea.
my head is nodding horizontally.
It's horizontal is vertical day, though. So
Have you ever heard of SMH? My head. That's what I'm doing right now. You just can't see it.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also not.
So-
look at all these negative Nancy's that I have to deal with.
I think I'm going to be positive and not indulge that because I don't think it will go down in a positive direction.
Positively, what is your guys' deal against catapults? Because first it was the attaching people to drones and catapulting them across the sky to avoid traffic idea, and now it's this. Catapults
Logistically.
work.
The logistics are not in favor of it.
Well, they can
What's the purpose of a catapult in your mind?
to launch things into the sky.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the history of the catapult.
Right?
Catapults are actually a very negative thing. Do you know what a weapon
siege
is?
weapon.
Okay. They were used for negative things, but
Were
they
made to do so.
They are tools
were
that can also be
specifically
used
made.
for things.
They were
Like
specifically
catapulting
made
giant blocks of sand
large
to make a large pyramid.
to break down walls. They are
What happens when the sandstone hits the ground?
That's
It
right.
lands.
And
And
It is there.
the force of gravity upon hitting the ground, the change in momentum would break.
You
Wow.
would simply make the sandstone hard enough to not break.
that's not how that works. It wouldn't be sandstone anymore. Sandstone is
Yeah.
a very easy to break.
Maybe
Material.
they made solid steel blocks and just covered
Then
the
Steel
outside
didn't exist
with-
then yet. That's why the pyramids are sandstone. No, it's not. What's its elemental letters? That's strontium. No, actually, strontium. That's
He said, is it strong?
Oh, sorry. ST is antimony. No
Sorry.
bit.
Audio listener. He's wrong.
No, he's not.
I do like that bit you have right there where you say audio listeners. Yeah. Like and comment if you don't listen to these videos with audio. That's my favorite part. You're just here for the gameplay that we will put on screen in post.
It's gonna be Minecraft, right? We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
Which game is that?
It's hard to explain.
Is that the one with the building and the pickaxes
I
and
think
the resources?
I think you should get through
What's the next positive topic?
Our next positive topic. What's this favorite thing about your life right now? What's your highlight of your life? Things you look for.
My friends.
That's a good thing.
the Mario movie.
The Mario. That's-
Even more important.
I actually, no offense, guys, to all my friends out there, if you ever watch this, I fucking hate you. But if you audio viewers, I was just thumbs upping that, by the way, just so they double know. But we're gonna see the Mario movie later today, and I'm excited for that. You know, they have Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it's Chris Pratt. No.
I've avoided spoilers for that movie because I want to form my own impression, but I can't wait. I hope they show a trailer with a dragon. It would be so funny.
You're right. It would be really funny.
The dragon.
Yeah.
I like dragons.
Dragging these nuts. Viewers, that is what you call a gotcham.
Gotcha. Gotta catch him all.
That wasn't very positive.
I'm positive it was pretty great.
Positive are battering me down from it.
No, that's not. If you like dragging these nuts, you can do it. And I think I'm positive even that this episode has gone on very well. Do either of you have any closing remarks?
Eat the oven.
Yeah. So, the
Well,
next
maybe one more
topic
topic,
is
right?